Hello, and welcome to our YouTube channel, RV Tips from Jan. Today's topic, how we nearly wrecked our new Ford Ranger and our new Forest River Surveyor 25 FKS trailer. So let me share with you this experience that we had, and I hope that you will find it helpful as we go through what happened to us on our very first trip with the Ford Ranger towing our new trailer and what we had to do to correct the problem. So first of all, let me give you a little bit of background about the truck and about our trailer. The Ford Ranger is a 2020 2.3 liter turbocharged, 270 horsepower, first in class in terms of torque at 310 pound-feet of torque. That really translates to the power, and that's important in terms of towing capabilities. We got it with the tow package. It is a 4x4. 10-speed, and one of the big advantages of the 10-speed when it's set up with the towing package is that it will downshift for you so that when you're going down hills, the engine actually brakes for you as it's downshifting through the 10 speeds. That's a big advantage in terms of control of both the truck and your RV. Has a towing capacity of 7,500 pounds, a load rating, which includes the weight of the passengers, the cargo, and the hitch, of 1,800 pounds. Our trailer is a Forest River Surveyor 25 FKS. That's a front kitchen with a slide out. The box is about 25 feet. The overall length is about 28 feet 6 inches. Dry, it weighs about 5,600 pounds. Fully loaded, about 6,600 pounds. So we are just about 900 pounds, 800 pounds under the maximum towing capability for the Ford Ranger. Our hitch comes in at 600 pounds, the hitch weight. And when we have the trailer, the truck, my wife and I fully loaded, we're coming in somewhere around 1,300 pounds of load. And that's about 500 pounds under the load rating of the Ford Ranger. So there's no question we're pushing the limits with this size trailer being towed by the Ford Ranger. It's a couples trailer, which we really enjoy. It has a front kitchen, full counter across the front, just a great layout. A large window in front so that when you're working in the kitchen, you've got that view of the front part of the landscape. It's a tinted window. It has a rear bedroom, queen-size bed. It has a walk-through, full bath, and then a very nice size living area with the entertainment space and the dining area with the benefit of the slide out. So you've got a lot of room there. So we are really enjoying this trailer. It's our second RV that we have purchased, and using it as a couple, thoroughly enjoying it. So let me get into our experience in terms of what happened the first time we went out on the highway. So we picked up the trailer from our dealer. They had set up the hitch for us. We drove it home, never getting over about 35 miles an hour because we were on back roads driving home, and never thought about taking it out for a test drive. And that was our first mistake. We should have taken it out for a test drive on the highway. We didn't do that. Instead, we waited to take it out for the first time when we were actually going camping. And as we're heading down the ramp, trying to merge onto the highway with lots of traffic, I'm getting up to about 55 miles an hour, and all of a sudden, I'm feeling a lot of sway. Of course, I'm focusing on trying to merge, get it up to 60, 65, and I nearly lost the truck and the RV. Fortunately, there was enough room around me where I was able to manipulate, get things under control, and slow down. And my wife and I sort of both took a deep breath and said, what in the world just happened? Well, we went on to drive to the campsite, which was only about an hour drive. We turned that into almost a 2-hour drive because we were never able to really get above 50 miles an hour and really feel comfortable. At 55, I had my hands full. And it was not a windy day. So we get to the campsite and I call our oldest son, who is also an experienced RVer, has a much larger trailer and pulls it with an F-150. I asked him what he thought. And as we went through all of the specifications of the Ranger and how we had things set up, we felt that the Ranger should be able to handle that RV. So the conclusion we came to was it was likely not the truck, but the hitch. And that, of course, got me concerned because we had had the hitch set up by the dealer. I did not set it up. While we were still camping, we made a reservation with the dealer to have that hitch reset up. And that was the first thing we did when we got back into town, took it to the dealer. The technician came out. He took one look at the hitch and said to me, "Oh boy, I wish I would have been here the day that your hitch was set up." He said, "I was off that day and I had one of my new technicians who we were training set this up. I can tell you right now, just looking at it, it's not set up properly." I was so relieved. I was mad at myself because I didn't take it out for a test drive before we headed out camping, but I was relieved that the problem was likely the hitch and not the Ford Ranger. They worked on that hitch for 2.5 hours. And when he came out and we took a look at the difference of the way the setup was, it was significantly different in terms of the height of the ball, in relation to the truck, in relation to how it was being set up with the trailer. I immediately took it out on the highway, got up to 60, 65, no issues. And I was so relieved, as you can imagine, because we had visions of heading to the Ford dealer and making a trade on a brand new Ranger for a new F-150. Thankfully, we didn't have to do that. Just to sort of double check things before we went out on our next camping excursion, I had our oldest son, who has a much larger trailer, much more experience than we are, even at hauling and towing RVs. I had him get behind the wheel of the Ranger with us hooked up to the Forest River Surveyor 25 FKS, and we took it out on the highway. And his comments were, "This is exactly how my truck and trailer handles. I don't feel any difference." He said, you really don't have a problem here. He said, "This feels very stable." And we took it up to highway speed, no issues whatsoever. So I hope by me sharing this experience with you, especially if you're a new RVer, if you're having any issues with sway, get back to your dealer where you bought that trailer and have them take another look at that hitch. Make sure it's the right hitch and that it's set up properly. In our case, it had been set up by a new technician. He did it improperly, and we nearly had a disaster. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please check that subscription button. But as we always say at the close of our videos, most importantly, please continue to be safe and stay well. Thank you. And this is Jan, RV Tips from Jan, from his radio room, WA8LIS. This is my ham radio station.